Hi everyone, I'm Kathy Fortner, independent consultant with The Pampered Chef, and I help busy people prepare quick and easy budget-friendly meals using high-quality tools, nutritious and delicious recipes, and fun time-saving tips. And today I'm going to talk about our CSA Box. So if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know I come on almost every week with our CSA Box. And if you're not familiar with CSA, it's community-supported agriculture, and that means that you buy a share in a local farm, and come harvest season you get a share of the harvest. So it's a way of helping the farmers do their preseason work and prepare and know how much to plant and everything. But then, your support of them gets paid back with a share of the harvest. And I love getting these fresh boxes of produce every week. We never know exactly what's coming, although after several years we start to learn what is fresh and in season when, and what to expect and when. Not only that, we start to, at least our family, we've started kind of a collection mentally of recipes that, like, oh yeah, when the leeks come, we make potato leek soup. And there are things that we just look forward to as the season changes and different veggies come in our box. So it is now, as of this video, it's early October. We're in central New York, and so this is what's coming into season at this point. And the harvest does change, obviously, with the weather. Not only just the season as we go throughout the summer, but what the weather is like. I know our farmers have talked about having a few things, ripen early, earlier than they were expecting because, the weather was doing something different. So it's really interesting to see how nature works with how our food's produced and everything like that. So let's take a look at what's in our bag. Oh, if you're interested in more about community-supported agriculture, you can go to localharvest.org and find out when local farmers markets and what CSAs are available in your area as well. So, okay, let's dig in. Okay, cooler temperatures are coming, so we've got greens back. So greens tend to be an early season harvest and a late season, so the cooler temperatures, spring and fall. So we've got some nice fresh spinach here, and I love spinach, sauteed in stir fries, added to soups, plus just a fresh spinach salad is a great way to use spinach. We've got some arugula here. Arugula tends, I think, to have a little bit of a spicy taste to it, not too hard. So it's not going to be like super hot or super spicy. That's just just a little bit of flavor, spicy flavor in there. Another one that's great for sautéing. You can put it in soups, but I really like to sauté this with some veggies, maybe for a like a breakfast veggie sauté for an omelet, or even just we just like to sauté veggies for breakfast around here. So. Okay, here we have, now I'm trying to remember, I just looked it up. It's one of our Chinese greens, and I apologize, I'm totally blanking on the name, but one of our Chinese greens. So what we're going to do here is we're going to chop this up and put it into, I immediately thought of this cabbage curry recipe I have that I would love to make this into, or stir fry, anything like that. So like I said, the greens are coming in season here. We're starting to get some cabbages too, although I don't think I have any this week. Okay, we have a couple of cauliflowers. So aren't those beautiful? Look at those. So I love cauliflower. We'll do everything from cauliflower soup. We love cauliflower purees. You can roast it up. You can do cauliflower wings. I love making like buffalo wings out of cauliflower florets. So much healthier, but you still get all that flavor. Great for game day. Obviously, you still have your stir fries and your curries. Or like I said, just roasted cauliflower. I love keeping some roasted veggies in the fridge. Sometimes I'll take our box, pre-roast a tray of veggies, and then I have them in there to make bowls for my lunch throughout the week. Saves a ton of time when I'm either packing my husband's lunch or putting together my lunch for the day. So, okay, let's see what else. We've got a collection of bell peppers. See if I can get all these out. So, look at those beautiful, all that color, all those beautiful bell peppers there. Taste the rainbow, right? And this time we're talking nature's candy here, not commercial candy. But oh, love all that color. And those are great if you want to roast them up. Like a bell pepper like this, you can add a little bit, mainly like this. You could cut in half horizontally and stuff, or you could do a stuffed bell pepper like this. So that's one idea for bell peppers. Also chopping them up into a veggie saute. We also use a lot of, we're plant-based, so our homemade, kind of fake cheese, I hate to say fake cheese, but what we'll use instead of a cheese spread tends to have some bell peppers in it, so it kicks up the nutrition there, and you really don't taste the pepper in it, but you get the color and everything from it. Absolutely love it for that. Okay, butternut squash. I am so excited to be getting butternut squash because we have an awesome butternut squash recipe for the Deluxe Cooking Blender. One of my favorites. It's a sign of fall. You get that squash flavor. There's also a little granola. I'll try to link to it below or post the recipe below in the comments so you guys can have that too. But good butternut squash soup. Also, you can just cut it in half or cut it, cut it in half down this way, or you can cut it this way and roast it with just a little bit of maple syrup on it. Sprinkle it with cinnamon. So delicious. You'll love it. Another tip though, butternut squash can be, it's a very dense vegetable. It can be hard to cut into. Go ahead and throw it in the microwave for a couple of minutes. That'll slightly soften it up enough to, so you're able to cut it better and a little safer, because I know sometimes it can be hard to get through and then you're worried about, not cutting yourself in the process, right? So, there's my sous chef outside deciding he wants to come in. He can wait a minute. Okay. So, beets. Okay, so beets here, we got a whole bag. You can see we got a whole bag of beets here. Look at these. Pull a couple out. There we go. Delicious beet. These are great roasted. We have a root veggie hash we love to do. Potatoes, onions, and beets with some of it's our favorite seasoning mix. It's absolutely one of our favorite breakfast foods. Actually, anytime, but we'll make it for breakfast. Beet chips in the air fryer, so delicious and healthy. Also just roasted beets. We have beet burgers. We actually have a veggie gyro loaf that we do that involves beets. Just so many different options with beets, and they're so delicious. Okay. If you can hear my dog, he's insisting it's time to come in, but the weather's great. He'll be fine until we're done. So he's perfectly safe out there. Okay, yellow carrots. So a bunch of yellow carrots here. Love it. We've got this carrot ginger soup for the blender, as well as we get into the cooler temps and the soup season. You can just slice them up and snack on them. I made an Irish white bean and cabbage stew last night for dinner that had carrots. So, carrots, onions, and celery are basically the holy trinity of when you're cooking with soup. So that's your soup base, and you'll find that in the grocery stores already put together and pre-prepped for you sometimes. So that's what we'll be using carrots for mostly. Got some daikon radishes here. So it'll be great for salads as more of these greens come in. Shallots, a great flavor enhancer when we're cooking. So I've got some collection of shallots. And then there's another radish that escaped on me. Okay, and then here, almost certain, yep. Didn't know my bags, right? So, whole bunch of potatoes. So, and these are not, usually our farm does, washes off a lot of our produce for us. They do some pre-washing. These they are keeping dirty because they will last longer that way. So sometimes they'll clean them off if, especially if they're a potato that doesn't have, as long of a shelf life as other potatoes. But these, we're going to keep dirty so that, we'll be able to use them a lot longer. So those, the potatoes will be something that as I go through my week, it'll be towards the end of the week, unless I need them in a recipe with something else. So I'll start, as I look at my box, things, the way I'll program or schedule my next week is I'll start with the greens, using the greens first, and then move into like your cauliflowers and peppers, and the items that are going to last the longest are going to be our beets, the butternut squash, and the potatoes. So. Well, I hope you enjoyed going through my CSA box with me. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to make those below. If you know someone who's looking for mealtime ideas, especially with seasonal produce, feel free to share this video with them. And if you'd like to know the next time I go live or post a video, please like, subscribe, whatever platform you're seeing this on, so that you know the next time a video goes up. So hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.